Good morning, people of the internet. It is Tuesday, June 7th at 7:31 a.m., and we're talking about the first 5 chapters of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So get ready. It was amazing! Oh! It was so good. And we're going to talk about how amazing it was. So if you don't remember or you don't have a book with you, we're talking about The Boy Who Lived, The Vanishing Glass, Letters from No One, Keeper of the Keys, and Diagon Alley. And I loved the first 5 chapters of this book. Alright, so The Boy Who Lived was just kind of It was introduction to the book, and it's fine. The Vanishing Glass was where I noticed the first difference between the movie and the book. Noticed, not saw, not there was the first difference. The first one I noticed was there was no Piers. Piers wasn't in the movie. He was in the book. Piers was very interesting. It took me a little bit to imagine my first character, as you would think it would, but Piers, I got you in my head. Chapter 3 is Letters from No One, and it was so much better than in the movie. The ways that the letters were delivered were better, the way people reacted to the letters. Harry wanted the letter more, I felt, in the book. He wanted that letter. That was his letter. He had never received a letter before, and this was his letter. It was to him. It knew exactly where he slept. It was to him. That was his letter, and he wanted it. And you could tell a lot more in the book than in the movie. Keeper of the Keys. Keeper of the Keys. Now here's where I really noticed a character difference. Between the movie and the book. In the movie, I thought Hagrid was a little more stern with Vernon, and he was stern with Vernon, but he wasn't angry. Like in the book, I felt Hagrid was pretty angry at the Dursleys, especially Vernon and what's her name? Petunia? Yeah, Petunia. Vernon. But yeah, I felt he was angry at them, that he didn't know these things, that he should know these things. Like, it was his birthright to know these things, and that he should know how his parents died, and all of these things. He should know that he's a wizard. And and I felt Hagrid was a bit more angry in the book, which I liked. Alright, so now we're going to talk about Diagon Alley. And Diagon Alley was actually my favorite scenes in the first movie, and the first movie is my favorite movie in the whole series. Now keep in mind that I have never read any of these books, so that might be why the first one was my favorite. Maybe it's nostalgia. Maybe at that age I freaking loved that movie. I watched it a lot. So Harry Potter 1 was my favorite. And Diagon Alley was my favorite thing. Alright, so we're going to start at Gringotts. Gringotts was... I felt it was more secure in the book than in the movies. Like, in the movies, they do say it's supposed to be very secure and, no safer place in the world except for Hogwarts and everything. But I just felt that it was just more secure in the book. With the mention of, the dragons and stuff like that, and it just seemed more ominous about how deep and long the caverns were with the vaults and everything. So Gringotts I felt was more secure, which gets me excited for something. Spoilers and the 7th book and stuff. You know what I'm talking about, people. Alright, so now we're going to talk about some differences that I saw when Hagrid got Harry Hedwig. In the movie, it was just a surprise. Hey, here's Hedwig. And, in the book, as I understood it, or maybe I was wrong, maybe I'm wrong or whatever, but it seemed like, I think that Harry went with Hagrid, right? To go into the to go into the owl shop or whatever and get Hedwig's, which makes me think that Harry picked him out. Which I think I would pick out Hedwig too. He looks pretty cool. Hagrid went in with Harry into Ollivander's and with the wands and everything, and they talked about his wand and it getting broken in half and everything. Another thing, the way that Harry got his wand in the movie, it was kind of like, here's your mom's wand, no. Here's your dad's wand, no. Here's Voldemort's wand, yay! And in the book, I liked it a lot more because it was a lot more trial and error. He said, it said in the book that the wands were starting to pile up from how many wands they tried, and they finally just said, "Hey, let's try this one out." And yeah, and in the book, I actually didn't imagine Ollivander like I did in the movies, which is kind of what I've been going by. I went a little different and imagine him a little bit more like kind of pudgy, like me, but like older, balding on top, and white hair, white crazy hair around, and like with glasses, with like half moon glasses, kind of. I don't know. It's just me. That's the way I imagine them, and with like really light blue eyes. That's the way I imagine Ollivander. So, another thing I kind of noticed was that maybe this could be wrong. I mean, he did take the measurements of Harry and everything, but does one size differ from your height? So, like Hagrid had a 16-inch wand. Was that because he's huge? And Harry was getting like smaller wands. Is that because he's shorter than Hagrid? Obviously. So, this answer down in the comments below. Does one size differ from height? Or just size? Again, guys, the first 5 chapters of this book was amazing. I've never read Harry Potter before, and this is pretty sweet. I like it a lot. So we're going in chapter 6, and the next video will be about chapter 6, 7, and 8. We will read all three of those chapters, and we'll stop at the Midnight Duel. I'm excited. The train was actually my next favorite part because of the candy trolley. Like the trolley, and then how Ron and Harry are eating the sweets and everything. I've always thought that was kind of cool when I was a kid. So that is my next favorite part in the whole series. So we're going to do that next. I'm waving my book at you. Waving my book at you. Please, guys, read along, and once again, answer the comment question, and then maybe what would your wand be made out of? So, guys, read the next 3 chapters, and there'll be another video soon. Thanks a lot, guys, and happy reading. Peace.